Okay, let's talk about something pretty startling. Imagine a world where America, long the absolute magnet for scientific talent, starts losing its top minds.
Yeah, and not just losing them generally, but specifically losing them to China.
Exactly. And this isn't some future prediction, it's happening now. That's the core of our deep dive today. This reverse brain drain. Scientists heading from the US to China.
It's a major shift. We've looked at various articles and critical analyses to really get under the hood of this.
Right. So our mission here is to give you the crucial insights why it's happening,
Oh.
what the fallout could be for innovation, and really why you should care. All pretty concisely.
Let's set the scene first, though. For decades, the U.S. was the destination. World-class universities, loads of funding, academic freedom. It had it all.
The undisputed leader, really.
Absolutely. But now we're seeing this reverse brain drain, as you called it. And it's more than just migration patterns changing.
It hints at bigger things.
Definitely. Deeper geopolitical shifts, changes in scientific power dynamics. It's significant.
Okay, so let's break it down. What's pushing talent out of the US? What are the push factors?
Well, a big one seems to be this feeling of unease, particularly among researchers of Chinese descent, linked to things like visa policies becoming more restrictive.
And that whole China initiative from the Department of Justice, launched back in 2018.
Right. Its stated goal was fighting economic espionage, IP theft. Laudable aims, perhaps, but it seems to have had some really serious unintended side effects.
Like creating a climate of fear.
Exactly. We found some pretty shocking statistics in our research. One survey showed 72% of Chinese scientists in the U.S. felt unsafe. 72%.
Wow, that's incredibly high.
And it gets worse. 42% were actually afraid to conduct research, and 65% worried about collaborating with institutions back in China. That's a huge chilling effect.
A palpable sense of anxiety then.
No doubt. And the numbers on departures really underscored. After that initiative started, departures of Chinese scientists jumped by 75%.
A 75% increase. That's massive. And there were concerns about bias too, right? Something about an MIT Tech Review finding.
Yes, that review found, I believe, 88% of those charged under the initiative had Chinese ancestry, which understandably fueled concerns about racial profiling.
So a real atmosphere of suspicion being a major push factor.
A huge one. And while it's not the main focus today, you also have the background issue of tighter research budgets and funding becoming maybe less stable or predictable in the U.S. compared to boosts elsewhere.
Okay, so that covers the push. What about the pull factors? What's China doing to attract these scientists?
Oh, China's being very strategic, very active. It's a core part of their national goal.
Yeah.
Become a global leader in science and tech. They're not just waiting for talent to show up.
They're actively recruiting.
Aggressively. We're talking over 200 different talent recruitment programs. The most famous one is probably the 1,000 Talents Plan, or TTP.
And what do these programs offer? Why are they so attractive?
Well, pretty much everything a top researcher could want. High salaries, often significantly more than they might get elsewhere. Substantial research budgets, often with less red tape.
Less red tape. Okay, that's appealing.
Big time. Plus housing benefits, prestigious leadership roles, the chance to build something new. It's a very compelling package.
And the money itself, are we talking significant amounts?
Oh, yeah. Take the Young 1,000 Talents program that offers a one-time award around $70,000 USD. But then you add startup grants, maybe $140,000, up to over $400,000 USD.
And institutions often match that.
Often, yes. So you can see how that kind of funding can be absolutely career-defining, especially for younger researchers trying to establish their labs.
It's a huge draw. And are we seeing this translate into actual returnees?
The numbers suggest so. Between 2010 and 2021, nearly 20,000 Chinese-born scientists left the U.S., and the trend accelerated after 2018.
After the China initiative kicked in?
Precisely. By 2021, something like 67% of those leaving were heading back to China. That's up from 48% back in 2010. A very clear trend.
And it's not just less established people, right? There are some big names moving too.
Absolutely. High-profile examples really stand out. Yan Ming, the neuroscientist, moved from Princeton to lead the Shenzhen Medical Academy.
Wow, Princeton.
And Gang Shen, the MIT engineer, who was caught up in that China initiative investigation, but later cleared he returned to Tsinghua University. These are major figures.
And their return must have symbolic value back in China.
Huge value. It's often highlighted in Chinese media, reinforcing this narrative of national strength and scientific resurgence. It becomes a powerful recruiting tool in itself.
Makes sense. And this is all backed by serious investment from China, isn't it, in R&D?
Massive investment. Look at 2023 figures. China's R&D spending grew 8.7%. Compare that to the US at 1.7% or the EU at 1.6%.
That's a stark difference.
It really is. China's closing the gap fast. In PPP terms, their total R&D spend hit 96% of the US level in 2023. 10 years ago, it was only 72%.
96%, almost parity.
Almost. And if you look specifically at government R&D spending, China's is now 1.6 times that of the US government.
1.6 times. That's a staggering figure.
It fuels incredible growth. We're seeing brand new cutting-edge institutions pop up like Westlake University or that Shenzhen Medical Academy we mentioned, built with autonomy, world-class facilities.
So as China's research ecosystem grows and frankly gets better and better, this reverse brain drain becomes a real threat to America's edge, right? In fields like AI, biotech.
Absolutely. It potentially jeopardizes future breakthroughs. And it's not just about the science. It chips away at American soft power, too, the prestige of its universities.
One source called it a fundamental redrawing of the global map of intellectual power.
That sums it up well. China clearly benefits enormously as these returnees boost innovation in critical sectors.
But it's not just China competing, is it? It's a broader trend.
That's right. It's becoming a more multipolar world for talent. Canada, Australia, Singapore, Germany, the UAE, they're all in the game, actively trying to attract skilled people.
So even though places like Switzerland, Singapore, and the US are still highly competitive,
The landscape is definitely getting tougher. More players, more options for top talent.
now one potential hurdle for China, maybe, balancing all this state-driven effort with the kind of openness that, often sparks the biggest innovations.
That's certainly a question analysts raise. Maintaining control versus fostering that freewheeling creativity, it's a delicate balance.
History does offer some pretty stark warnings about losing talent, doesn't it? Brain drain having real economic consequences.
Oh, absolutely. Think about Spain expelling the Jews or France losing the Huguenots. Those events crippled their economies in certain ways because they lost vital skills, entrepreneurs, artisans.
A loss of human capital that really hurts.
Precisely. Reduced innovation, lower productivity. It's a classic economic impact.
Though there's also the idea of brain circulation, right? Where talent goes abroad, gains skills, and then maybe comes back.
Yes, that's a more nuanced view. And some countries have really benefited. Think of India's tech sector boosted by the diaspora in the U.S., or Taiwan's high-tech boom partly fueled by returnees.
So it can be a two-way street if managed well.
It can, but the current U.S. situation feels perhaps more like a net lie driven by specific policies and perceptions.
Which brings us back to the U.S. response. It seems quite defensive. National security policies, things like export controls.
It does seem that way. And there's a real danger there, isn't there? That in trying to protect assets, you end up alienating the very international talent you need to stay ahead.
It's a tightrope walk. I saw a quote from a former defense official, Daniel Ragsdale, calling a potential 75% exodus a scientific catastrophe.
Strong words. Critical national security threat, he also said. It highlights the stakes.
But not everyone sees it purely through that security lens, do they? Some argue for more cooperation.
Right. Voices like Michael Brenes, a Yale historian, warn against falling back into an old Cold War mindset with China. And others like Niccolo Pisani point to the immense historical benefits of U.S.-China scientific collaboration.
So, different perspectives on the best path forward.
Definitely. But the underlying trend seems clear. The future of talent competition is likely multipolar. It won't just be the U.S. dominating.
And winning that competition will come down to.
Well, the fundamentals, really. Creating environments built on trust, opportunity, and respect for talent wherever it comes from. Things like quality of life matter increasingly, too. And maybe new models like remote work or immigration.
It's a profound shift we're witnessing. This reverse brain drain really signals a transformation in global science.
It absolutely does. And for the U.S., the challenge is immense. How do you balance legitimate security concerns with the absolute need to remain open and attractive to the world's best minds? Getting that balance wrong could have huge consequences.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it? FDR once said something like, cooperation begins where competition leaves off.
That's a powerful thought in this context.
Given everything we've discussed, these pretty shocking shifts, the big question for you, the listener, to ponder is, how can nations move beyond just fierce competition for talent? Is there a way to foster more genuine collaboration for global scientific progress?